Have you ever spent your whole life taking care of others, your children, your job, your responsibilities, only to reach old age and realize no one taught you how to take care of yourself? It's a painful truth for many elders in India today. At 65 or 70, when the body starts slowing down and the heart longs for peace, many find themselves unsure how to eat, sleep, move, or even rest in a way that truly supports their health. You may feel tired, lonely, or overwhelmed, and that's not your fault. But here's the good news. There are simple daily habits that can bring back your energy, sharpen your mind, and protect your heart without needing expensive treatments or long hours of exercise. In this video, I will share 12 powerful yet gentle habits that can transform the way you care for yourself starting today. Before we begin, I'd love to know, where are you watching this from? And what time is it right now? Please tell me in the comments below. Even if it's just an ordinary moment of your day, I truly appreciate you being here. And if you find this content helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss another message made just for you. In many parts of India today, from the busy streets of Delhi to the quiet homes in Kerala, older adults often find themselves asking a quiet but important question. Why does walking feel harder now? And why do I still feel tired even after doing what doctors told me to do? This is not just your imagination. As we age, especially past 65, our body undergoes changes that make everyday movements like walking more challenging, not just physically, but also emotionally. Many elders in India suffer from joint pain, stiffness in the knees, or fatigue that makes long walks seem less like exercise and more like a punishment. You may be living in Lucknow or Coimbatore and still feel the same sense of frustration every time you try to stay active but end up needing rest. For some, the pain in the knees comes from years of hard work, climbing stairs without lifts, carrying water buckets, or simply standing long hours in a kitchen or on a farm. For others, it's the slow wearing down of cartilage and muscle strength, something that naturally happens with age. Pause. Now, here's something surprising that many people don't know. Cardiologists around the world, including experts in Indian heart health institutions like AIIMS and Apollo hospitals, have shared that walking may not be the best solution for everyone. In fact, for many seniors with arthritis, poor balance, or heart conditions, walking may even make things worse. The good news is there are gentler and safer ways to keep your heart strong, your blood circulating, and your energy levels steady, all without leaving your home or putting pressure on your knees. One such method is the seated leg pump, an exercise that sounds almost too simple but has powerful scientific reasoning behind it. It involves gently lifting your heels off the ground while sitting, then lifting your toes one after the other. When done slowly and consistently, it helps stimulate your calf muscles, which doctors often refer to as your second heart. That may sound poetic, but there's science behind it. Pause. The calf muscles are responsible for pushing blood back up toward the heart, especially when you are sitting still. In medical terms, this is called venous return. When these muscles are inactive, blood can pool in the legs, causing swollen ankles, cold feet, or even dangerous blood clots, a condition known as deep vein thrombosis. For someone in their 70s, living in a city like Pune or in a village near Varanasi, these health issues may not be immediately visible, but they slowly reduce energy, affect sleep, and make daily tasks harder. The beauty of the seated leg pump is that it requires no equipment, no gym, and no expensive training. All you need is a sturdy chair, a few minutes of your time, and a bit of patience. You can do it while reading the Ramayana, watching cricket, or talking to your grandchildren. That's why so many physical therapists in India now recommend it for seniors recovering from surgery, stroke, or just long-term inactivity. Pause. And the benefits go beyond physical health. When you start a habit like this, even just lifting your heels 10 times every morning, you send a message to your brain that says, I am still active, I still care for my body. That message is powerful. It changes how you see yourself. Instead of feeling like a burden or someone waiting for the next doctor's appointment, you feel like a person taking charge one small movement at a time. Let me share a story from Ahmedabad. An elderly man named Ramesh Bhai, age 76, used to walk every morning in the park near his home. But after his knees began to ache and his breathing became heavy, he stopped. Months went by, and with each week his legs felt heavier. His son brought him a video showing the seated leg pump. At first, he laughed. What will just lifting my toes do, he asked. But then he tried. 10 pumps in the morning, 10 in the evening. After 2 weeks, the swelling in his feet reduced. After 1 month, he could walk to the kitchen without holding the wall. What changed was not just his blood flow, but his belief in himself. Pause. This is why we talk about caring for the elderly, not just with medicine, but with education and empathy. So many people in India, especially elders, were never taught how to exercise gently. We grew up believing hard work meant lifting, walking, sweating. But in old age, gentleness is strength. Consistency is medicine. And self-care is not selfish, it is survival. So if you are sitting in Hyderabad, Kolkata, or even a small town like Gaya or Madurai and wondering where to start, just begin with one thing. Sit on a chair, straighten your back, lift your heels, then your toes. Do it 10 times, then again tomorrow. These small movements are not meaningless. They are messages of hope from you to your own heart. In the next part of this video, I'll guide you through another powerful yet safe habit, wall push-ups. You'll see how even a plain wall in your house can become your health partner. So stay with me, because your journey to a healthier, stronger you is just getting started. In many Indian households, especially among elders living alone or in joint families, the idea of moving more can sometimes feel like a burden instead of a blessing. You may have heard doctors say that keeping active is important, but when your knees hurt, your back is stiff, and just standing up from a chair takes effort, that advice can feel almost cruel. In places like Mumbai, where apartments are small and stairs are steep, or in rural towns where medical support is far away, even small aches can become big obstacles. But what if there was a gentle way to move your body without even getting up from your chair? A way to help your blood flow, better ease the swelling in your ankles, and give your heart a break from working too hard. This is exactly where the seated leg pump becomes a powerful habit for older adults in India, especially those dealing with limited mobility, fatigue, or fear of falling. Pause. When you sit for too long, whether it's watching television, waiting at a clinic in Nagpur, or riding a bus from Patna to Varanasi, your blood starts to pool in the lower parts of your legs. You may notice that your ankles become swollen, your feet feel cold even in warm weather, or you feel dizzy when you suddenly stand. These aren't just signs of aging. They are signals that your circulation needs support. Left unchecked, poor circulation can lead to blood clots known as deep vein thrombosis, which are more common in people over 65 and can be life-threatening. The seated leg pump is designed to prevent exactly that. It mimics the natural muscle movement that happens when you walk, specifically the action of the calf muscles, which help push blood back up to your heart. In medical terms, this process supports venous return, the movement of blood against gravity from the legs to the upper body. In India, where elders often sit cross-legged on the floor or remain in the same posture for hours, this simple pumping motion can make a significant difference. Pause. To perform this movement, you don't need a gym, fancy shoes, or any equipment at all. Just a sturdy chair like the kind found in most Indian homes and a few quiet minutes. Sit upright, keeping your back straight and feet flat on the floor. First, lift your heels slowly while keeping your toes on the ground. Hold for a moment and feel your calf muscles gently contract. Then, lower your heels and raise your toes, keeping your heels grounded. Alternate these motions, heel up, toe up in a steady rhythm for about 1 to 2 minutes at a time. Do this while sipping your evening chai, reading the newspaper, or waiting at the bus stop. The key is not speed, but consistency. You may wonder, can something this simple really help? The answer is yes, and not just physically. Many Indian seniors feel discouraged when they hear that they must exercise more to stay healthy. For those with joint pain, heart issues, or fear of falling, this expectation can cause guilt and anxiety. They feel like they are failing even when they're doing their best. The beauty of the seated leg pump is that it removes those barriers. It doesn't ask you to stand, sweat, or stretch beyond your comfort. It asks only for presence and intention. And that makes a world of difference, not just to your body, but to your self-belief. Pause. Let me share a real story that may remind you of someone you know. Ronald Uncle, a 78-year-old retired teacher from Ahmedabad, had not walked more than a few steps for months. He lived alone in a small one-bedroom flat after his wife passed away. Due to frequent dizziness and low energy, he avoided going outside. His doctor kept telling him to move more, but the idea felt exhausting. It felt like a mountain he could no longer climb. One day, during a home visit, a young physiotherapist showed him the seated leg pump. At first, Ronald Uncle was skeptical. "What will moving my feet do?" he asked. But he tried anyway. He began with just 20 repetitions every hour while watching his favorite black and white Hindi films. After 1 week, he noticed less swelling in his feet. After 2 weeks, he said his legs felt warmer and his chest felt lighter. And after 1 month, something even more meaningful happened, he told his nephew. "For the first time in years, I feel like I'm doing something for my body, not just to survive." Pause. That's the deeper impact of this movement. It reminds you that your body is still yours, still capable, still responsive, still worthy of care. In Indian culture, especially among older generations, many people grow up believing that self-care is selfish. But that idea is changing now. Looking after your health isn't selfish, it's sacred. It means honoring the body that raised children, supported a family, and served its duty for decades. So if you are listening to this while sitting in a home in Hyderabad or resting after lunch in Shimla, just know this: you can begin right now. You can pump your legs, move your blood, calm your heart, and lift your spirits without leaving your seat. In the next part of this video, we'll explore another gentle exercise, one that uses nothing but a wall to bring strength back to your arms, shoulders, and lungs. It's time to keep moving one small and meaningful step at a time. In cities like Jaipur and towns across Tamil Nadu, many older adults spend long hours sitting in their homes watching television or simply resting. They often do so not out of laziness, but because their bodies have begun to protest with aching knees, tight shoulders, or a heart that feels heavier with each passing year. For many, a trip to the park or even a short walk in the colony seems exhausting. The fear of falling, breathlessness, or pain holds them back. But beneath that stillness is a quiet longing to feel strong again, to feel in control of their own health and vitality. Pause. That's why gentle habits like the seated leg pump and now the wall push-up are more than just exercises. They are small acts of reclaiming your strength, one breath and one motion at a time. Let me take you into the world of wall push-ups, a simple movement that doesn't require the floor, the gym, or any fancy equipment. Just you, your breath, and the wall in your home, whether in a flat in Bengaluru or a courtyard in Amritsar. It is both humble and powerful. When most people hear the word push-up, they imagine a young athlete at a gym sweating hard, chest to the ground and arms pumping fast. For someone in their 70s, that image alone is enough to cause discomfort. But wall push-ups turn that fear into possibility. You do not need to lie down. You do not even need a yoga mat. Just stand comfortably 2 to 3 feet away from a stable wall, perhaps the one beside your kitchen or near the family altar. Place your hands flat on the wall at shoulder height and slowly bend your elbows to bring your chest closer. Then gently push back. That's it. No pain, no fear, only calm and control. Pause. Why is this movement so powerful, especially for older adults in India? Because it targets the upper body muscles, your chest, shoulders, arms, and core. These are the very muscles that begin to weaken with age, especially if you've stopped lifting heavy utensils, buckets of water, or even your own grandchildren. These muscles are deeply connected to your vascular system, meaning they assist the heart in pumping oxygen-rich blood through the body. When your upper body becomes inactive, your circulation slows, your lungs grow weaker, and your energy begins to fade, often silently. But when you engage these muscles regularly, even for just a few minutes each day, something beautiful begins to happen. Your heart pumps more efficiently, your breathing becomes deeper and steadier, and you feel more awake, more present. The scientific reason lies in the diaphragm and intercostal muscles, which support breathing and are activated during wall push-ups. By strengthening these, you're actually improving your lung capacity, something vital as we age and our breathing tends to become shallow. Pause. Many elders from Gujarat to Odisha share a common concern. How do I regain strength without hurting myself? Wall push-ups are a safe answer to that question. Unlike walking or other standing exercises that stress the knees and hips, wall push-ups are weight-supported. You control how close or far you stand from the wall. If you're just beginning, stand close and move slowly. As you build strength, take a small step back and challenge yourself. No need to race. This is not a competition. It's a conversation between your body and your will to keep going. Let me tell you about Meena Auntie, who lives in Thiruvananthapuram. At 81, she had a fall in her bathroom that shook her confidence deeply. Since then, she avoided all forms of movement that might challenge her balance. Her doctor suggested physiotherapy, but she was afraid. Then, her grandson showed her how to do wall push-ups safely using the dining room wall. She began with 5 gentle pushes each morning before tea. After a few days, she started looking forward to it. After 2 weeks, she noticed her arms felt stronger, her breathing smoother, and even her posture improved. What surprised her most was how emotionally lighter she felt, like she had begun to trust her body again. Pause. That's the magic. We often overlook the emotional lift that comes with simple, intentional movement. For many Indian seniors, daily life can be heavy with unspoken pressure, taking care of others, holding on to old responsibilities, or feeling left behind in a fast-moving world. Exercises like the wall push-up are not just about building muscle, they are about building belief. That yes, you are still strong. Yes, your body still listens to you. Yes, your effort matters. Doing 10 push-ups each day may not seem like much to the outside world. But to you, it can be the first step to feeling alive again. It tells your heart, lungs, and nervous system that you are awake, that you are healing, and that you are still here, not just surviving, but showing up for yourself. So, as you stand near your living room wall tomorrow morning, hands pressed gently forward, remember this: your strength is not in the size of your steps, but in the courage to move. Slowly, gently, with care, and with hope. In the next segment, we'll explore another beautiful movement that supports circulation and leg strength, perfect for those long hours sitting at home. Stay with me, because your health journey is just beginning. In many homes across India, from the narrow lanes of Kolkata to the quiet backyards in Coimbatore, elders often stand near the wall for support, not just for balance, but sometimes for strength they feel they have lost. It's a moment most of us have witnessed: an aging parent or grandparent pressing a hand to the wall as they move slowly, cautiously, as if measuring not just distance, but confidence. Pause. What if that same wall could become more than a place to lean on? What if it could be your silent health partner, helping you rebuild strength, not only in your arms and shoulders, but also in your heart and lungs? That's exactly the beauty of wall push-ups, a simple, accessible habit for older adults in India that brings physical improvement and emotional peace, all without stepping outside or putting strain on already aching joints. For many seniors, especially those with knee pain, arthritis, or a history of back issues, typical weight-bearing exercises like squats or floor push-ups are simply too difficult. Climbing stairs or walking long distances can cause more pain than progress. But wall push-ups offer a powerful alternative, fully supported by your own body weight and the strength of the wall beside you. Pause. Here's how it works. Stand facing a sturdy wall, maybe the one in your drawing room or beside your puja shelf about 2 to 3 feet away, depending on what feels right for your strength and balance. Keep your feet flat on the ground, about hip-width apart, and let your knees stay slightly bent to avoid locking them. Then place your hands flat against the wall, fingers pointing upward, aligned at shoulder height and shoulder width apart. Slowly bend your elbows and bring your chest toward the wall in a smooth, controlled motion. When you feel a gentle stretch in your arms and shoulders, pause, then push yourself back to your starting position. That's 1 repetition. At first, aim for 5 to 8 gentle repetitions, moving slowly with steady breathing. As days go by and your strength returns, you can increase to 10 or even 12 reps. The beauty is that you control the pace, the distance from the wall, and the depth of your movement. That means it grows with you, not beyond you. Pause. Scientifically, this movement activates the chest muscles, shoulders, upper arms, and core. These muscles are not just for lifting or reaching, they play a crucial role in maintaining circulation, posture, and even respiratory function. When we engage these areas with safe, repetitive movement, we help the heart pump oxygen-rich blood more efficiently through the body, and we stimulate muscles around the lungs to breathe deeper. In fact, muscles like the diaphragm and intercostals, which support lung capacity, become stronger with regular upper body movement. This is especially valuable for seniors with shallow breathing or fatigue, common issues that reduce oxygen intake and overall energy. But beyond the science lies something even more important: the emotional release. In many Indian families, elders carry not only physical discomfort, but also invisible burdens. Regrets about the past, worries about children, loneliness after retirement, and frustration with the body's limitations can sit like a weight on the chest. Over time, this emotional pressure builds up, tightening the breath and darkening the mood. Pause. That's why wall push-ups are more than a physical exercise. They are a message to the nervous system that you are safe, that you are in control, and that your body still listens. Each push and return is like a soft reset, a reminder that with each breath you can move tension out of your body and confidence back in. As your posture improves and your breathing deepens, many people report feeling lighter, not just in the arms, but in the heart. Let me tell you a story that might remind you of someone in your own family. Margaret Didi, 82 years old from Pune, was once terrified to move after a fall left her shaken. She had stopped going out to the temple, avoided visitors, and even refused to take calls from her relatives. Her doctor gently advised her to build strength, but she felt helpless. The word exercise made her anxious. Then a neighbor showed her how to do wall push-ups by the kitchen counter, just 5 each morning before breakfast. At first, Margaret was skeptical. "What if I fall again?" she asked. But she tried anyway, one hand on the counter, one on the wall. By the end of the week, something remarkable had shifted. Her arms felt warmer. Her breath came easier, and for the first time in months, she stood a little taller while sipping her tea. She said softly, "I thought my body had stopped listening. But maybe it was waiting for me to speak kindly." Pause. That's what these simple habits do. They help you speak kindly to your body through movement, through patience, through presence. They remind you that you are not too old to care for yourself, not too weak to grow stronger, not too late to start again. In Indian culture, we bow to elders with reverence. But sometimes we forget to invite them to bow to their own strength through small, consistent movements like this. So if you're standing in your home in Chennai, Bhopal or Shillong and wondering if it's too late to rebuild your strength, I am here to tell you, no, it's not. You can start today, right where you are, with just the wall beside you and a willingness to try. In the next part of this journey, I'll share another movement that strengthens your legs while sitting, bringing blood flow and power back to your lower body. Stay with me. Because every day is a new chance to show up for your body, your spirit, and your well-being. In many Indian homes, from the bustling neighborhoods of Mumbai to the quiet corners of villages in Himachal Pradesh, there is a common sight each morning. An elder sitting on a sturdy wooden chair near the window, gazing out at the rising sun, sipping tea and waiting for the day to begin. What may look like a peaceful routine from the outside often hides a deeper reality on the inside, a feeling of stiffness in the legs, cold feet that won't warm up, or a heavy sensation in the calves after long hours of sitting still. Pause. This sensation is not uncommon, especially for those above 65, and it's not simply due to old age. The human body, particularly as it ages, depends on movement to keep the blood flowing properly. When we sit too long, whether reading the newspaper, watching a cricket match, or waiting at the clinic, blood begins to pool in the lower legs. The result is swelling in the ankles, a sluggish heaviness, and sometimes a sense of tiredness that lingers for hours. Many seniors in India mistake this for general weakness or old age fatigue. But there's more to it, and the good news is there's also a gentle solution. That solution is called the seated leg lift. Simple, silent, and surprisingly powerful, this small movement done while sitting on a chair can help restore circulation, reawaken your muscles, and even uplift your mood. It's one of those habits that doesn't demand much effort, but gives back more than you expect. And most importantly, it respects your body where it is today. Pause. Scientifically, this exercise engages your body's largest muscle groups, your quadriceps, hamstrings, calves, and hip muscles. These are the same muscles that help you climb stairs, get up from the bed, and walk through your home. When these muscles contract, they act like natural pumps, pushing blood upward from the legs toward the heart. This is vital for older adults because with age, the veins become less efficient at moving blood against gravity. That's why swelling cold feet or even blood clots become more common in the elderly population. Now imagine this: by simply lifting one leg at a time while sitting on your chair, you are supporting your heart, your circulation, and your energy levels. You are gently telling your body, I still care for you. I still want you strong. Pause. Let me guide you through how to do this safely in the comfort of your own home, perhaps right there in your veranda in Bhopal or beside the kitchen window in Kochi. Sit upright in a stable chair with your feet flat on the floor, hip-width apart. Slowly lift one leg, keeping it straight or slightly bent at the knee. Lift it about 20 to 30 centimeters off the ground or whatever height feels comfortable to you. Hold for a few seconds, feeling the muscles of your thigh and hip gently engage. Then slowly lower it down. Repeat with the other leg and alternate in a calm, rhythmic motion. Start with 10 lifts for each leg. You don't need to rush. You can even do it while listening to the morning bhajan or while waiting for your tea to cool. As you build the habit, your strength and comfort will naturally grow. Pause. The benefits go beyond physical strength. For many elders, especially those who live alone or feel restricted in movement, the act of exercising can feel intimidating. There is a mental barrier, the fear of falling, the worry of pain, or the belief that it's too late to start. But exercises like the seated leg lift break down that fear. They are so gentle, so simple, that they feel less like exercise and more like a kind gesture to the body. And something beautiful happens when you treat your body with kindness. You start to regain a sense of agency. You begin to feel lighter, not just in your legs, but in your thoughts. That cloud of helplessness begins to lift. You may even smile to yourself and think, I can do this. Pause. Let me share a story of Bhaskar uncle from Chennai, who at the age of 79 had stopped going out due to persistent swelling in his feet. His family thought it was simply age catching up. But a young physiotherapist explained the importance of leg circulation and introduced him to seated leg lifts. At first, Bhaskar uncle found it silly, but he tried 10 reps every morning and 10 in the evening. After just 2 weeks, his feet felt warmer, his legs less stiff, and he could stand longer while brushing his teeth or waiting for the milkman. But what changed most, his daughter told me, was his confidence. He started humming old Tamil film songs again in the mornings. It was like something had come alive in him again. Pause. This is the heart of what we are trying to say. Small habits done with care and consistency have the power to bring big change. In Indian culture, we are taught patience. We wait for monsoons, we wait for festivals, we wait for crops to grow. So why not apply that same patience to our health? You don't need to lift heavy weights or go to a gym. You just need a chair, a bit of time, and a willingness to begin. So if you are sitting right now in your home in Surat or your ancestral house in Mysore, wondering what difference one small movement can make, let this be your answer. Your body has not given up on you. It's only waiting for you to invite it back to life, one gentle lift at a time. In the next part, we'll explore a habit that strengthens your grip, supports your heart, and fits in the palm of your hand. Stay with me. The journey of health at any age is never out of reach. In homes across India, whether it's a flat in Delhi or a quiet house in Madurai, many older adults spend long stretches of their day sitting. It could be while watching television, reading the newspaper, or waiting for someone to call or visit. And while these moments may appear restful from the outside, on the inside, the body slowly begins to stiffen, especially in the legs. Over time, this stillness can lead to swelling in the feet, tightness in the knees, and a heavy feeling that makes even a short walk to the kitchen seem difficult. Pause. The truth is, aging brings changes to our circulation. As we grow older, the blood vessels in our legs become less efficient at returning blood upward to the heart. Gravity works against us, and without enough movement, blood begins to pool in the lower limbs. This can cause swelling, cold feet, and even increase the risk of clot formation. The heart must work harder to circulate blood, and the muscles in the legs begin to weaken from lack of use. But there's a simple and gentle way to reverse that trend, and it begins right where you are sitting on a chair, lifting one leg at a time. This practice is called seated leg lifts, and it might just be one of the easiest yet most effective things you can do to improve your circulation, build leg strength, and boost your mental well-being. It requires no gym, no equipment, no loud music, just a few minutes of quiet intention. Pause. Here's how to begin. Sit upright in a sturdy chair, perhaps the one near your veranda in Ahmedabad or beside your prayer area in Kochi. Place your feet flat on the ground, hip-width apart, and rest your hands gently on the sides of the chair for balance. Slowly lift one leg, keeping it straight or slightly bent at the knee until it is about 15 to 20 centimeters off the floor. Hold this position for a few seconds, noticing how the thigh and hip muscles gently engage. Then lower your leg back down with control. Now repeat the same movement with the other leg, alternating at a calm and steady rhythm. Start with 10 to 15 repetitions per leg, or simply do the exercise for 2 minutes while waiting for your morning tea to steep. You'll begin to feel the warmth in your thighs, a slight awakening in your hips, and a renewed sense of strength that may have felt lost. Pause. Beyond the physical benefits, which include better circulation, stronger legs, and reduced joint stiffness, this movement offers something just as important for Indian seniors: emotional reassurance. For many older adults, especially those living alone or recovering from illness, the fear of becoming dependent on others can feel overwhelming. The frustration of not being able to do simple things like walk to the gate or climb a small step can lead to sadness or even hopelessness. But every time you lift your leg, you are quietly telling your body and your brain, "I am still in charge. I still care for myself." This message has a deep impact on your nervous system. It calms the mind, lowers anxiety, and creates a sense of rhythm and purpose in your day. Like meditation, the repetitive nature of the movement soothes the brain. It becomes not just exercise, but a quiet ritual of care. Pause. Let me share the story of Mr. Gopal, a retired railway clerk from Lucknow. After losing his wife, he found himself spending long hours in front of the television. His legs would swell by evening, and his knees grew unsteady. Climbing the stairs became difficult, and even short walks to the garden left him breathless. A neighbor who often stopped by suggested something simple to seated leg lifts during the commercial breaks on TV. "What difference will that make?" he asked with a skeptical smile. But he agreed to try. That night, as the soap serial paused for an advertisement, Mr. Gopal sat up straight and lifted one leg, then the other. He repeated the process 5 times, then 10. The next day, he did it again. Within 2 weeks, his legs felt lighter. Within a month, he noticed he was standing more confidently. But more than the physical change, he said something that stayed with me. For the first time in years, I didn't feel like I was just waiting for the day to end. I felt like I was doing something for myself. Pause. That's the gift of these small intentional movements. They remind you that strength doesn't always come from lifting weights or walking kilometers. Sometimes it comes from choosing to move when it would be easier not to. From choosing to care for your body even when no one is watching. From choosing to honor the years you've lived by gently keeping yourself strong. In Indian tradition, we talk often about seva, about serving others. But in this stage of life, self-seva becomes just as important. Because by caring for your health, your mind and your movement, you are not only helping yourself, you are relieving your children of future worry, you are inspiring those around you, and you are keeping your spirit alive. So the next time you sit down after a long day or during your favorite news bulletin, just remember your legs are waiting for you to invite them back into strength. Lift, breathe, lower, repeat. It's not magic. It's self-respect in motion. In the next part of this journey, I'll introduce you to a habit so small it fits in your palm, yet so powerful it supports your heart from the inside out. Stay with me, because your body still listens when you speak with kindness. In many Indian households, from the busy flats of Delhi to the quiet lanes of Madurai, older adults carry unspoken worries about their heart health and mobility. They may have tried walking, but discomfort in the knee or hip keeps them from moving freely. Over time, this frustration can grow into fear, a fear of being dependent or losing independence. Pause. That's why simple habits like seated leg lifts and hand grip squeezes become real lifelines for seniors across India. These habits are gentle, accessible, and backed by science, yet feel personal and achievable. They help manage blood pressure, strengthen muscles, and support circulation, all without needing to leave home or strain painful joints. Pause. Let's explore why something as small as squeezing your palm can become a powerful tool for your heart and well-being. In medical terms, this action is known as isometric hand grip exercise, which scientifically stimulates tiny arteries and small muscles in your hands and forearms. This triggers a protective response in your blood vessels, gently lowering systolic blood pressure. For Indian seniors living in cities like Pune or villages in Uttar Pradesh, this lightweight activity can make a meaningful difference if performed for a few minutes each day. Pause. High blood pressure, known as hypertension, is a silent but serious threat in India. Many elders feel perfectly fine on the outside, but inside their arteries, the heart is struggling to push blood through stiff vessels. It can cause dizziness, fatigue, shortness of breath, and increase the risk of stroke or heart attack. Regular hand grip squeezes a few times, when you sit down a few times, when you stand up, can relieve that strain by relaxing the vascular system subtly. Pause. How do you do it? Simple. Hold a soft stress ball or tennis ball in your palm. Squeeze gently until you feel tension in your arm, then release slowly. Do this for 10 to 15 seconds, then rest for a few seconds, and repeat about 5 to 10 times per session. You don't need to break a sweat. You can perform this activity while listening to your favorite devotional bhajan or news bulletin. As you do it daily, you may notice your palm feeling stronger, your grip firmer, an encouraging sign that your vascular health is responding. Pause. Many cardiologists in India now recommend this mini routine as part of heart care, especially for those over 70 who find vigorous workouts too intense. It works because the body responds not just to big movements, but also to subtle signals. Each intentional squeeze sends a message through your nervous system that says you still care for your body. That message matters. Pause. For many seniors, especially those who raised families and served others most of their lives, focusing on yourself can be uncomfortable. You may feel guilty or worry that self-care is selfish. But in Indian culture, caring for your body is a form of respect for yourself and for those who care about you. Self-care isn't selfish. It's sacred. Pause. Let me tell you about Mrs. Indira Aunty from Kolkata. At 75, she was dealing with mild hypertension and felt anxious about taking medication regularly. Her doctor suggested she try small hand grip exercises along with her low-salt diet. At first, she doubted it. But she started doing 5 squeezes every time she brewed her evening tea. After a few weeks, she noticed her blood pressure readings were more stable. More importantly, she told her granddaughter, "I feel more in control of my health." That sense of agency, she said, was more powerful than any pill. Pause. That story illustrates something. Deep hand grip exercises are about more than just numbers on a blood pressure monitor. They remind your brain that you still have agency. They reconnect you with your body. And they help shift your mindset from feeling helpless to recognizing your own resilience. Pause. Alongside grip strength, leg circulation is another quiet need in Indian seniors. Many elders spend hours sitting, often on chairs or hard floors, limiting movement in the legs. This can lead to swelling in ankles, cold feet, and fatigue. The heart works harder to push blood upward against gravity when the calf muscles become inactive. Pause. This is where seated leg lifts become transformative. When you lift one leg at a time while seated, you engage large muscle groups, quadriceps, hamstrings, calves, and hip muscles that act like natural pumps, aiding venous return and reducing fluid buildup. You don't need a gym. You don't need fancy shoes. Just a chair and a few minutes of quiet focus, perhaps while reading a newspaper or sipping tea. Pause. Over weeks, this practice can translate into warmer legs, more stable knees, and even improved stamina. More than that, it brings back confidence. You begin to trust your body again. These small movements offer proof that change is possible even in your 70s or 80s without grandeur or exhaustion. Pause. Together, these simple activities, hand grip squeezes, and seated leg lifts form a foundation for heart health and circulation that respects your body culture and lifestyle. They fit naturally into Indian daily routines, from morning rituals before prayer to evening news breaks. And over time, they build not just strength, but also hope and dignity. Pause. So if you're living in New Delhi, Chennai, or a small village near Varanasi, and you've wondered how to care for your body gently and wisely, start here. Hold your hand, lift your leg, take a breath. These small acts carry powerful meaning. They are messages to yourself. You matter. Your health matters. Your heart matters. Stay with me. In the next part of this story, I'll share a habit that supports not just your body, but your sleep and your peace of mind. The journey of gentle well-being is just beginning, and it is never too late to begin again. In the quiet mornings of Ahmedabad or the humid afternoons of Chennai, many seniors across India sit by their windows, sipping chai and watching the world pass by. But while the outside world may seem peaceful, inside the body is often whispering signals, tired legs, racing hearts, or a quiet fear of losing strength. Pause. That's where small habits like hand grip squeezes come into focus, not as exercise, but as empowerment. I once met Mrs. Radha, 83, at a community gathering in Pune. She carried a small yellow rubber ball in her purse, not for stress relief, but for heart health. 3 squeezes every time I sit, she smiled, and 3 when I get up. That was her sacred routine. Pause. At first glance, it might seem trivial, but inside her body, something powerful was happening. When we squeeze a soft object like a stress ball, we activate tiny arteries and nerves in our hands and arms. This sends a signal through the nervous system, prompting a vascular response that reduces systolic blood pressure. In simple terms, her heart didn't have to push as hard anymore. Pause. For many older adults in India, especially those managing blood pressure or fatigue, this gentle squeeze is a quiet revolution. You don't need a treadmill or yoga mat. You don't even need to stand. Whether you're listening to a Bhajan reading the Times of India or chatting with a grandchild on the phone, you can give your heart a subtle, effective boost. Pause. What surprised Radha the most wasn't just the stronger grip in her hands, it was how her whole body felt lighter. She once told me earlier, my heart felt like it was running away from me. Now it feels like it's walking beside me. That is the essence of healthy aging, not overpowering effort, but peaceful partnership with your own body. Pause. There's a reason cardiologists in Delhi and Bangalore are recommending isometric grip therapy more and more to patients over 65. It's low risk, scientifically proven, and more importantly, sustainable. And in a culture where daily rhythms are sacred from morning puja to evening prayer, it fits beautifully into routine without disrupting the flow of life. Pause. What this simple act really offers beyond numbers and science is control. In older age, so much feels like slipping away mobility energy, sometimes even identity. But here's something you can hold. Literally. It's not about squeezing hard, it's about remembering that your choices still matter. That your care for yourself still holds power. Pause. In a society where elders are deeply respected but often emotionally stretched, caring for grandchildren, managing the household, dealing with solitude, this act of self-care becomes even more essential. It says, I still belong to myself. It restores not just physical strength but dignity. Pause. So wherever you are in India, whether it's the alleys of Varanasi or the hills of Shimla, remember, this caring for your heart doesn't always mean movement on the outside. Sometimes it means stillness with intention. One small squeeze, one conscious breath, one gentle act of reclaiming health and confidence. Pause. Try it tomorrow morning just before your first sip of chai. Grip, breathe, release. And as you do, let your body know you're not giving up. You're gently holding on. That alone in the quiet corners of a long life can make all the difference. In the quiet corners of many Indian homes, from the tea stalls of Kolkata to the shaded courtyards of Jaipur, elderly men and women sit for long hours, sometimes in reflection, sometimes in silence. But what often goes unnoticed is the toll this stillness takes on the body, especially the heart and legs. When we sit for too long, especially as we age, blood begins to pool in the lower parts of the body. The heart, already working harder due to age, now must push the stagnant blood back upward. Pause. This additional strain can increase blood pressure, lead to swelling in the feet, and even raise the risk of blood clots. It may sound alarming, but there's a gentle, powerful remedy: seated leg raises. When you slowly lift one leg while sitting, you're doing more than just a stretch. You're activating your quadriceps, the large muscles in the front of your thighs, which act like a natural pump to push blood upward and improve circulation. Pause. This action helps reduce pressure in the veins, eases the load on the heart, and brings more oxygen to muscles and tissues. But the benefits don't stop at better blood flow. Strengthening the quads also improves balance, stability, and makes simple movements like getting up from a chair or walking across the veranda feel easier and safer. Pause. Take the story of Ramesh, a 78-year-old man from Nashik who felt helpless after a minor stroke. A physiotherapist suggested he try seated leg raises. At first, Ramesh laughed, saying, "Lifting my leg, how could that help?" But within weeks, he noticed something shift. He climbed stairs without panting, walked to the corner shop without stopping, and smiled more often. Pause. He said, "For the first time in years, I felt like I was doing something for myself, not just waiting for time to pass." That's the hidden magic of this simple habit. It doesn't just support physical health, it restores a sense of dignity and control. When your body moves even gently, your mind follows. Confidence grows, mood lifts, life feels fuller. Pause. So whether you're in Delhi, Kochi, or a quiet village in Gujarat, remember the seated leg raises don't require a gym, fancy shoes, or youth. Just a sturdy chair, a bit of intention, and a heart that still wants to move forward. And so, my dear friends, we've reached the end of this gentle journey together. Today, we spoke about small, simple habits that can make a big difference in your health, especially as we grow older. It's a reminder that taking care of yourself doesn't always mean doing something grand. Sometimes it's as quiet as lifting your leg, or as soft as squeezing your hand with care. But remember, everyone's health is different. If you're facing any medical conditions or specific symptoms, please don't hesitate to visit your doctor. These tips are shared for general awareness. If you're facing any health challenges, be sure to check with your doctor before trying anything new. Now, I would love to hear from you. What is one small thing you're going to try from today's video? Or if you simply felt encouraged, type the word hope in the comments below. Your words truly inspire others in this growing community. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, click the bell icon for new updates, and share this with a loved one, maybe someone who needs a little support or a quiet smile today. Take care of yourself just like you would take care of someone you love. Because you matter. And you still have so many beautiful moments ahead. Until next time, stay well, stay hopeful, and may every sunrise bring you peace and gentle strength. Ask ChatGPT.